Oh man, I love this episode. My favorite. So many awesome things in this episode. Let's go ahead and break it all down. Chapter 16, The Rescue. So, to begin this episode, we see Boba Fett chasing Dr. Pershing. So, Mando and his friends board Dr. Pershing's ship, and he recognizes him, of course, and asked him, "Where is Baby Yoda?" He says, "With Moff Gideon." So they track him down to this planet right here, and right here we see Bo-Katan, and we meet Bo-Katan once again, and they're saying that they took the child. That's what they are telling him. But Boba Fett is like, this armor belonged to my father, because she's saying that he is not a true Mandalorian. But then one of my favorite lines, she says, "I've heard your voice thousands of times," of him being a clone. So I thought that was really interesting. So we also get official word that these are third generation Dark Troopers. It says they are no longer in suits. So what that means is that there used to be people in there, but since it's third generation, they've moved out just the droids. So what they do is they make a plan of how to find Moff Gideon, and what they do is they pretend attack on Dr. Pershing, and Moff Gideon knows this, so he sets the Dark Troopers up, and so then Bo-Katan and the others go out and try to help Mando eventually try to find Grogu. So he sees all these Dark Troopers, how powerful they are, and how many of them are. They also use Dr. Pershing's code cylinder, Mando does, to try to lock the doors. Just before he does, we see that one of the Dark Troopers gets out and actually faces against Mando. It's a lot of Iron Man. Reminds us of Iron Man a lot as well. So once he defeats him barely, Moff Gideon says an interesting line that he said he's already got what he wants from Grogu. Now what this could mean is that Moff Gideon has his blood, and this could actually eventually make Snoke. They face off. Mando actually surprisingly does well against Moff Gideon and defeats him, which was very surprising, which now it means that he has the Darksaber. He is the ruler of Mandalore now. And Bo-Katan is not gonna like this, because to have the Darksaber, you need to be able to defeat somebody in combat. If you were to have it, he offers to do her. She says Moff Gideon's right, but then all of a sudden the Dark Troopers come back, and he says it's only up to Grogu and him to survive now, because there's literally no help. But Mando barely lasted with one of them. There's a whole 50 of them, and they're so close to knocking on a door until we see one final X-Wing. Cara Dune says, "Oh great, one X-Wing, now we're saved." And the second she said that, I knew who it was going to be. It was going to be Luke, of course, because then we also see Grogu's ears pop from down to up, which another way of showing that maybe he has a special connection to Luke. And then Moff Gideon's like, "Oh no, please don't be." And then here we see to confirm that it really is Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker's son, facing off in so many different forms. Moff Gideon's like, "Oh no, I've heard of this guy. Everybody has." Here we see the first picture of the green saber going against the Dark Troopers. It was absolutely outstanding, using all these different type of lightsaber forms that he was taught. Yoda's, all of them. Moff Gideon tries to kill the child, but Mando barely rescues him with the Beskar armor, which reflects it, and they knock out Moff Gideon. He's not dead though, don't worry, if you're wondering if you enjoy him as a character. And just seeing all these shots with Luke Skywalker against the Dark Troopers, where it's outstanding. And he used Yoda's form, he used Obi-Wan's form, he used Anakin's form, reflecting something in the back, even a force crush, which was, if you didn't know, that's what Mace Windu used on Grievous to actually make Grievous cough more in the Clone Wars. Anyway, here we see first seeing Luke Skywalker without his thing. He says, "Come, little one," which this was outstanding. Seeing him, it didn't look like him as much as I was expecting, but still, it did look like him the same. It was Luke Skywalker. It was definitely amazing to see him again, and amazing to see him with Grogu especially, and very, very sad how Mandalorian, but it was looking at Grogu. It was a lot of poetry here. You know, Darth Vader said, "Luke, let me see you with my own eyes." First person ever touch his face in a very long time. Very emotional there, very reminiscent as well to Darth Vader and Luke. We see R2. I now have another theory that somehow R2-D2 rescued Grogu from the temple, and it seemed like he knew him and he remembered him. Here's him holding his picture, holding his hands up for Luke to take him, and Luke's like, "Oh, I remember. I know your species. You're going to be a fun one to train." And then he says, "May the Force be with you," which is the best ending right here you could ever ask for, especially in this. Besides, you know, this right here, going back to Jabba's palace, seeing what's taking place with Bib Fortuna and all of them here. Remember from the Empire, "Boba, I thought you were dead," is what he said. And then he said, "I heard many rumors." Just so you know, we heard many rumors about who was going to be casted here, and that's the last word this season, rumors, which is pretty interesting. And I can't wait for the book of Boba Fett to come out next year, December 2021. And I can't explain how happy I am. Can't wait for Mandalorian Season 3. I'm going to make a lot more videos on this. And in the meantime, may the Force be with you always.